Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's break is going well so far. And today we are going to be looking at the top 5 best and worst college majors on a few different factors. But before getting into that, thank you all for 500 subs. I know it's nothing crazy, but it does mean a lot, and it's just the beginning. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do to keep updated with all my college content. And with that, let's get into it. Now, I made this list using data that included average income for the major, current unemployment rate, the amount of people from the major that go on to earn a master's or PhD, and a couple other factors, as well as I weighted some of the articles that go over the same topic from Bankrate, Kiplinger, and College Grad. So this isn't just copying like someone else's list. This is just as much of an objective list as I can make based on data. Alright, let's start with the 5 best majors. So coming in at number 5, the 5th best major is going to be finance/accounting. The average postgraduate salary is about $70K. But the main benefit is that you can work in pretty much any area that you want to. And by that, I mean like every single company has a financial side to it, and even banks, or you could like freelance as a financial advisor too, because not many people know how to manage their finances properly these days. So it's really flexible in that sense as well. And you could even go into something in the stock area. So even if you have interest outside of finance, you can likely find a way to tie that in with finance and create a pretty nice job for yourself. Coming in at the 4th best major, and this one low-key surprised me a little bit, but it's econ. The average postgrad salary for economics is about $76,000. Once again, it's really flexible. You can go into the banking side, you can tie econ in with statistics and become like a data analyst. And then there's plenty of stuff also in the public sector as well. My mom has a PhD in economics, and she worked in the World Bank for a good 10-20 years with that degree, and it was a very good job. Also, I don't know if this is the same at most schools, but at least at mine, it's usually one of the shortest majors. At least if you're doing the BA. It requires only maybe like 10 or 11 classes to complete, which is really nice, and I'm probably going to double major in it, but I haven't fully decided yet. At number 3, the 3rd best major, it's going to be math/stat. So the average for math and statistics is about $81,000, and with these, usually you work in actuary, which usually looks at a lot of like risk for companies. Again, there's a lot of stuff you can do in the banking side of things. Operations research is a big role for these. Again, data analyst, that is becoming increasingly popular every single year as people realize the importance of analytics. Even in really saturated industries like sports and travel, there's a lot of teaching job options too. And if you genuinely enjoy math or statistics and are willing to go through the tough classes to get that degree, it can pay off really well. There's also options in the medical side of things, which is a perfect segue into the number 2 best major, and that is going to be anything that's related to like health or medicine, like nursing, neuroscience, bio, those type of majors. Now this one is pretty self-explanatory. Most people who do these want to go on to become like a PA or a doctor or a nurse, work in a lab, and all of these professions pay a crap ton, usually starting out like 90 to 100, but later on you can get to 200, 300,000, and it's super lucrative. Of course, you have a big time commitment, and it's really hard to get, first of all, into med school, but then also getting through the 8 years. Like, I definitely couldn't do that. So if you manage to get through all of that, then you're setting yourself up for a great future. And chances are, if you do that, you're also really passionate about it, which is always a plus. Before I get into the best major, I'm gonna give an honorable mention to business and marketing specifically. Now, as a hopeful business major, this hurts to say, but yes, business is super versatile and it can be one of the best choices and make you a lot of money later. But that is very dependent on how you use it. If you wanted to go, say, into your dream marketing role right away, chances are that's probably not going to happen. You have to work your way up with sales and then maybe operations and then finally get there. So it does take a lot of time and commitment. And I know there's a bunch of jokes about business majors being the easiest, and that might be the case at some other schools, but at mine, where you have to do a long application to get in the school and the classes are genuinely tough, that is not the case. So yeah, I'll give this one an honorable mention just because it has the chance to make you a lot more so than some of the others majors can. And coming in at the number 1 spot, you know it, it's a tie between engineering and comp sci. Now with engineering, first of all, there's like at least over like 10-20 different sectors of it. You got civil, mechanical, electrical, traffic, aerospace, marine, it goes on. Literally almost every single one of these has an average postgrad salary of over 100,000, which is insane. Of course, it combines elements of a lot of the ones I just said, such as math and some of the sciences, but being able to put all that together, and if you're actually genuinely interested in all of that, then way more power to you, because it's very hard to go wrong with a proper engineering degree. Not to mention the amount of jobs, and this goes for comp sci too, are skyrocketing for both of these. Chances are that if you're doing this, you found one that you are very interested / passionate about. So yeah, you might hate your life in college, because I've seen some of the stuff in those classes and they do not look fun at all, but afterwards it'll likely all be worth it. Same thing goes with comp sci. It's rough in college, but if you go to a good comp sci school especially, you are gonna be set for grad school and whatever's after that. So I personally tried like 2 or 3 coding classes because of this, and I found out I just really didn't like it, which sucks because I'm reading about it now and just how amazing it can be in the future. But again, it's something I'm not genuinely interested in, so I pursue it. So if you are and you like coding, respect to you. Okay, now jumping on over to the other side of things, to the 5 worst majors. Coming in at 5th, we have religious studies / philosophy. I do get that for a lot of people it is cool to learn about the histories of all these religions, and the philosophy side, more legal and moral reasoning. And I actually took one religious studies class last semester as a gen ed, expecting to not like it that much, but I actually found it pretty interesting. The truth is that the average postgrad salary is only like 35 to 40,000. You're very tied to specific jobs, and that's a trend you'll see a lot with these. And these are jobs that you're not going to see too often. At least with the philosophy side, you can get around to some legal positions, but even then it's definitely not better than having an actual law degree. And with religious studies, there really isn't much you can do than research or being a writer or something of that nature. So you're pretty constrained with these. Coming in at the 4th worst major, we got athletics / personal training. Now, I didn't even know this was a major before doing research for this, and I don't think they even offer it at my school. So this is like really specific, and you have to be super dedicated to it to even want to do it. But if you get like an exercise and sports science degree or something along those lines, I guess you could be working to that as well. But the point still stands that the average median salary after graduation is still, again, 30 to 40,000. But the main issue with this is that less and less people are looking for trainers now. With the rise of YouTube videos and training guides that you can access without a person actually being in front of you, it's becoming a lot less common for people to actually hire and pay for a trainer to help them get fit. So it's a pretty risky one, does not pay too well, and there's not too much longevity with it either. At the number 3 spot, we have art / art history. Art history has a median salary of about 40 to 50,000, but art can get as low as 20 to 30,000. And this is usually because now, again, digital bookkeeping has become really popular. You can find information about things online, and there's not too much of a need. And as a lot of art becomes digital as well, and our generation continues on, there's just a lot less interest in this subject in general, so not many people are looking to hire art historians. As for art, this is a very dependent one. Only if you go to like the best art school and your art is genuinely remarkable, then chances are you're going to be making enough only just to get by. And that's because art is a very secondary thing to most people. Most people are not thinking about buying the next art piece for their house, and if they are, it'll be from very select few. So it's cool if you want to follow your art passion, but it is risky for a career. The second worst majors to have are photography / music / film. Now, all of these are so cool, and if you can make a career doing one of them, then that would be a dream. But the reason that these are so low is, first of all, the average median salary for these is about 30,000, and that is largely because of freelancers. So many people nowadays, I mean me included, and I'm sure a lot of you, have picked up either photography, videography, or music production as a hobby and have gotten really skilled in it, so that most companies around are looking to hire just freelancers for a project here and there, rather than someone that'll just be there for every single project. And so due to this, permanent positions are falling, and it is projected to have the least growth in the next decade than any other major. Okay, before I get into the worst current major, I have quite a few honorable mentions for potential bad majors in communications, journalism, public relations. Those last two hurt because I was considering both of those at one point and still kind of am, but that's besides the point. And education, English, and graphic design. And that last one also did hurt because that is kind of something I want to do secondary to whatever I'm doing mainly. But yeah, for that one, again, the same freelance problem is happening, so I guess I'm part of the problem then. Anyways, for journalism, it's more so because of the increase in video news source nowadays. And then for the rest of them, it's just another case, like business, of it largely depending on how you use that degree instead of just having that degree. But the reason it's not on the upper side of the honorable mentions like business is because there's more of a chance to go wrong with these than to go right. But getting into the worst major to have right now, according to the data, we have theater arts / drama. It has a whopping starting salary of about $29,000, and society in general has just gotten less interested in live action plays, so in turn these plays are happening less, and there are not too many positions to be filled, but the ones that there are, the competition is already very high with people that are known and experienced, so you really have to work your way up to get there. The main suggested alternative for people that want to do this is acting, but not everybody might like that. So it's a very risky route to take, can pay off, but more than likely will not. And if you do want to do it, then there are lots of non-traditional routes you can go to be an actor rather than getting a degree, and it might be better to get a degree in something else that you're interested in and do that on the side. And that is going to do it for this one. Again, I just want to reiterate that your major is just a tiny part of what determines your success in the future. If you're doing what you like doing and you're able to be sustainable off of it, then that's all that matters. The only thing I would say is if you are on a lower end major, just do your research and figure out if any of the better majors would still allow you to get to your dream career, or just at the very least develop a backup plan just to be safe. But the amount of effort you put in is the number one factor, and if you play your cards right, you can get to wherever you want to be. But yeah, that is going to do it for me. Let me know if you were surprised by anything on this list, if you expected it, and any video ideas you have for the future. Thank you all so much for watching. Drop a sub. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.